Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Baseball League logo ranking. Courtesy of Rayfoot 1983, we're going to be taking a look at the Old North State League, which is a summer collegiate league based entirely out of North Carolina. It's a very, very interesting and it's a super new league. This just started play in 2019. This league is governed exclusively by an organization known as the Players League, which has one of the most badass logos that we've talked about across the board on this channel here. Now the goal of the Players League is to kind of scale up leagues and turn them into more like profitable businesses, as well as to kind of keep players healthy, help them develop appropriately. And from what I can understand while I'm filming this video, the Old North State League is the only partnership with the Players League currently, but the Players League is also like a very new organization here. Now as far as the Old North State League goes, the logos and uniforms were all designed by a company known as Triton, who's done a lot of work with various baseball teams and leagues over the years. They do some excellent work. We're gonna notice kind of a level of sameness among some of these logos as far as like the artistic style goes, because they were all designed from start in 2018 by this company Triton, which is not an easy task or an easy ask to create a league and then create branding, names, logos, designs for every single one of them. And so that might make this kind of a polarizing video as far as like if you like the style of these logos, you might really enjoy this video, but if you're not crazy about the specific style, this may not be the video for you. Either way, I appreciate you clicking. We're gonna get right into it. At number 15, what I consider to be the worst of the 15 teams in this league, we gotta give that to the Clayton Clovers. Now, in fairness to poor Clayton here, they did just come over in this last year from the Carolina Collegiate League, which I'm just gonna go ahead and make a huge assumption here. That league has a much smaller budget that they're working out of than the Old North State League, and I'm basing that almost exclusively by the fact that there's only 4 remaining teams in that league from what I can see on their website, and their website itself is just riddled with typos and run-on sentences. The CCL is one of the few, if any, summer collegiate leagues not devoted to profit but to enhancing player skills and ability so that when they return to school they will be improved as well as rested for the rest of their school season. Space, period. I'm not gonna read you the rest of that. It's awful. I don't know who proofreads these websites, but I mean, come on, this is terrible. Right, collegiate league, no less. But yeah, Clayton here, this logo does not match the rest of what we're about to see in any way. It's just really bad. Sorry, Clayton. There's a lot of competing vibes and styles here, including like a fully rendered, textured baseball with a very old clip art looking design for the actual clover swinging the bat. There's just a lot happening here, and it's just bad. Sorry. There's a lot to be desired with Clayton, and I'm going to leave it at that. At number 14, we've got the Sandhills Bogies. We can already see a huge jump in quality here. This is one of those logos that was designed by Triton, and it's so much better in comparison to what we just saw. Like, this is the kind of production value that I was talking about with the Old North State League, with Triton coming in and designing logos. Like this looks great. For me, the reason that I just have it so low, the facial expression that the old school golfer here is making, it almost looks like he like ripped his pants or something as he teed off and he's just like super embarrassed. Like, what is that facial expression, man? I do really like the use of the baseball bat replacing a golf club here though. I think that that is pretty fun, and it's tough to pull off Argyle in a logo, but this does it well. So even though I have it ranked pretty low, overall, I still enjoy it. The same is true at number 13 with the High Point Hush Puppies. Like, we're seeing plaid instead of Argyle, and using plaid in a logo is just as difficult as Argyle here, so props to them for making this work. What's losing me is the facial expression of the dog is a little weird, and his proportions look off because his ears are so big and his face is so small. I don't really know what I'm supposed to be looking at first when I look at this logo. There's kind of a lot of elements happening. I do really like the alliteration of High Point Hush Puppies, that HPHP. It's just kind of fun to say and it rolls off the tongue nicely. So cool identity here. A little confusing for me, but I do enjoy the colors, and overall this is still pretty fun. At number 12, we've got the Reedsville Luckies. This one, I'm not really sure what's happening here. I think this kind of has an identity crisis as far as trying to figure out like what the branding is supposed to be. It's just kind of lost on me a little bit, but I do like the expression that he's making. I love how his face and body kind of occupy the majority of the logo here. He does have like an intense look, and that is just like kind of bold and in your face there. The arm kind of coming out of his side with the fist looks a little weird to me, and I'm not quite sure what's happening there. But overall, I think this is a fun logo. There's just more that I like a lot better coming up, including the Swamp Foxes. Salute to you, my good sir. You know, we have like a general fox here with a really cool font that he's standing in front of, so I kind of like that he's off to one side saluting in the other direction. It kind of gives this logo like a sense of, I don't know, I guess scale might be the right word. Like he's standing on one side and looking the other. So it's a good use of headspace, right? This is like good framing from like a filmmaking perspective is how I'm looking at this. He reminds me of a video game character that I can't quite place. Like it's just somewhere in my mind rattling around. If this reminds you of something, sound off in the comments, because this is gonna eat at me for a little while. And if I think of it while I'm editing, I'll put it right here. I really like this logo. Next up is the Hendersonville Honey Crisps. Yeah, very fun logo. Ton of personality coming out of this apple. I love that he's got a leaf coming off of the stem, and I love that that is mirrored on the baseball bat, both on the knob and then on the barrel. His hands kind of have gloves that look like baseball mitts, and then the O in the word Honey Crisps is a silhouetted apple that's hollowed out with a stem. Just very fun, very cool branding overall, and he's stylized very well. He's got some shiny points on him with like a sun glare. He's got freckles. I'm not really sure what's going on there. I love this logo. Like we're only getting better. Triton has absolutely killed it on these logos here. At number 9, we've got the River City Skippers. Yeah, old sea captain here steering the ship to victory, I suppose. A lot of characterization went into the skipper here. He's got a lot of personality. He looks really tough, really intense. And the colors here too are super cool. It's kind of got like this off-white cream going on all throughout the logo here with his uniform and then skippers here. I'm not in love with the font and just the way that River City is kind of scrunched in on the ribbon from that S coming down there. But overall, I have very little negative to say about this logo. I love this design on the skipper, and I just love this as a whole. The colors on it are super great, especially with that blue. It's nice. At number 8, we've got a logo that I think I ranked a little higher because it reminds me of one that I love so much. I think that this Legends logo seems to borrow a little heavily from the Eugene Emeralds. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but this just really has a strong vibe to this. I just love this so much. Like, the facial expression that he's making is extremely intense and super aggressive. And then with the like massive tree in his hand that he's got as a baseball bat, like this is super bold and super tough, and it's just a lot of fun. At number 7, we've got the Fayetteville Chutes. We're gonna notice a few like aviation themed logos coming up here, especially like towards my top list. Like those just kind of hold a special place in my heart, and this one's no different. It's just super funny. We've got a parachuting baseball. I just love how goofy he looks with his mustache. It's just funny to me. And not only is it funny, but it's designed really well. He's literally coming down from the team name of Fayetteville Chutes, which is clever from a design standpoint to put the team name up and then the thing that he's doing, parachuting, like coming down from the bottom. Pretty much all the other ones that we've seen so far either have the team name like in the middle or else below the actual mascot. So this is kind of clever to do it the opposite way because he's parachuting. And yeah, I love the colors too, with yellow, gray, black, white, all look really well together. Overall, there's just so much to like about this. And then on the opposite end of that, we have the Oak City Glider. So we've got the squirrel plane gliding over the text. So again, just really creative from a design standpoint to put the thing up top, doing the action that it's representing, in this case, flying or gliding. I have no idea what's happening as far as the branding goes, why we have a squirrel airplane, but I love it. You know, it's just funny and it's very different, but it's very unique, and I just love it. Again, like Triton is just killing it on these logos here. But probably my favorite of these aviation themed logos is going to be the Lexington Flying Pigs here. And I just love the name Flying Pigs, like the old expression, like, you know, when pigs fly. Well, here we have a flying pig. And he's just super cool with his scarf and his old aviation cap. The wings coming out of the back is a really cool touch. And I just love the motion and the energy that this logo has. Not even just with like the pig character, but also the text itself seems to be just kind of like flying out at you based on how it is in relation to the flying pig. And I just really like that play there, you know, how the text and the mascot are interacting. And overall, I think that this is just stylized perfectly. Like, I'm a huge fan of this. This is awesome. At number 4, we've got the Brunswick Surf and Turfs, one of the coolest logos that I've ever seen, one of the coolest names that I've ever heard, like in sports. Like if you were to tell someone like, oh, I play for the Surf and Turfs, so you play for the steak and lobster? Oh, no, you misunderstood me. I play for the Surfing Turfs. Oh, got it. Okay, the Surf and Turfs. This surfing cow has like all the personality in the world. This gives me like old Rocket Power vibes to it. And without a doubt, one of the funniest, coolest names, very creative branding here. Yeah, Brunswick. Hang 10, my guy. Getting into our top 3 now, we're gonna start it off with the Pineville Porcupines. Now we can kind of see like a total style change from all the other ones that we just saw, with the exception of the awful Clayton Clovers. That's because this team actually just rebranded in this last year from the Mecklenburg Muscadines, which is a huge mouthful to say. And yeah, what a change this was going from this logo to now the Pineville Porcupines, because the Porcupines is just like infinitely better for me. I love how the logo is kind of contained within one elemental piece. I love the font choice for Porcupines. Love the colors in this logo, and his facial expression, a little goofy and cartoony, but it's still really fun. And I love also that his head is kind of popping out of that semicircle behind him and the rest of that one elemental piece. There is so much to love about this, and it does deviate a little bit from what Triton has done, but it's done very tastefully, and we're gonna see one more example of this coming up here in just a moment. I'm giving some spoilers, that'll be for number 1, but at number 2, this Kinston Wingman. This is a beauty. Again, aviation themed, but probably like the best of all the aviation ones that we've seen so far. Like, man, beautiful styling on this, perfect symmetry, and a lot of personality. Again, there's just so much personality coming from the stylizations and the characterizations of these logos. But this bird is intense, he's tough, he's fierce, he's beautiful with the colors. And you could make a great case of this being at number 1, but for that, I have to give it to the Sanford Spinners, which also just saw a rebrand not that long ago, going from the original Triton design to what we have now, again, in this beautiful elemental piece. Everything just fits together in one piece here, with this really creepy smile from the spider that has just so much personality coming from it. Love the little cap, which is funny, and his body is just an entire baseball. Love the webs coming off of the S's on either end of the word spinner. There's just so much to love about this logo. This is one of the best we've talked about on this channel. One of the coolest logos that I've seen in all of sports. Yeah, give it up for the Sanford Spinners. Well, y'all, that's gonna do it for today's video. I've been wanting to talk about this league for a while, so I'm glad we finally got a chance to do it. As always, let me know down in the comments which of these logos were your favorite, which were your least favorite, and if you have any leagues that you would love to hear me talk about in the future, please drop them down in the comments and let me know, because I love focusing on specific leagues that you guys want to hear about, that you guys want to talk about. I have a lot of fun on this channel doing that. And again, thank you to Rayfoot1983 for the request on the Old North State League. Had a lot of fun talking about this one, guys, and I hope you did too. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for clicking. See you in the next video, guys.